Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at ParanormalCentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at ArtBell.com. Are you ready to witness something that you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky. You realize you're not alone. Open your eyes. You can find the trails that control.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Paranormal Central. I am your host, Jeffrey Gonzalez. Thank you for showing up once again. To my right, to your left, co-host, Mr. Alan Thomas.
Good evening, everyone.
Well, we are, and as you can see, I am not saying hi to Emerald because she's not here. She went up camping, and she said that she was abducted by Bigfoot. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing her anytime soon. So we are manning the board from our end. So if we goof up tonight, we are sorry because we got a lot on our hands tonight. I want to thank you for showing up tonight. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, and you are watching us at ParanormalCentral.net, or you are either listening to us on the Dark Matter Network at ArtBell.com. Yes, I said ArtBell.com. And we're going to be talking about everything like we always do. We're not just a show where we talk about one subject. Boring. No, we do it all here. We talk about, any paranormal subject you can imagine. And if it's cool and if it's recent, then we will talk about it because we're on top of things here. We're not like talking about the missing Malaysian plane. And I know Keith is tired of that from other shows. So, it's missing. So let's just let them find it now. Huh? If I got a feeling it's going to show up sooner or later, but hey. So, all right. We are going to be talking. I have to apologize. We were going to have a cool guest on tonight, but she came down with laryngitis, and her name is Tammy Thomas. And you probably saw her if you saw the episode we were in called Monsters and Mysteries. She was the one with the evil gnome in her yard. She came down with laryngitis, and she lost her voice completely. So she cannot come on and talk with us tonight on the phone, which is a bummer. So hopefully she will be here next Sunday, and we will have her on and get her on here and talk about her experience, because it wasn't just her; it was her and her grandson that actually saw this thing, and it was in Porterville, California, which is south of Fresno, and kind of weird because it's just not Bigfoot. As far as creatures that we have here, we also have evil gnomes and Mothman, and I'm betting my life that it's happening all over the place. But the reason why we are able to talk about it here is because people are coming forward and they're not embarrassed anymore. And that's kind of cool, because that's kind of the atmosphere we're trying to give here is, if you have a story, let me hear about it. Don't be embarrassed. I want to know about it. And you know what? We're getting calls now from all over the world on the East Coast and other countries. They're actually going and Googling hotline, paranormal hotline, and our hotline is coming up. And they're calling in, and I'm getting some cool cases, cool information from all over the world. and it's kind of blowing us away because they're not expecting somebody live to answer the phone. And I do answer the phone. And one situation happened yesterday. Long story short, she was experiencing some stuff, and I talked to her through it, and we were on the phone for about an hour. And it's kind of cool when you can help somebody on the other side of the United States, and it makes them feel really good, and it makes me feel real good. So, all right, now what we're gonna do is at the beginning of the show, we have two reporters come on, Ken and Danny. Ken talks about recent UFO sightings all over the world, and Danny talks about one of the favorite subjects, Bigfoot. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to call Ken. Now I have to do the dialing because Emerald's not here. So I'm going to do it. So bear with me. And I'm going to make the phone call here.
Like I'm monitoring two computers tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not in chat, but I'll be working to get in chat. Lots of stuff happening this week. Can't wait to hear about Danny. He's got good stuff.
Yeah. And there he is.
Hello.
Hello, Ken. It's Jeff.
Hi, Ken.
Hey, pal, how you doing?
Good,
Real
man. Good. Oh,
Hey, Alan.
we got Emerald is not with us. She's camping, and so I'm going to be. I got you. Obviously, I called you, and that's why you're hearing me first. So we're going to get right to it, Ken. I'm going to put up number one picture, and I would say go for it, man. What do we got here?
Okay. I sent you some pretty cool shots this week. We have one here. This was March 29, 2014, a couple weeks ago, and this was Universal City, Texas. Brief statement was it was close to 9 p.m. and we were driving and had just left our street and were stopped at a stop sign about to turn left onto Collinswood Avenue when I looked right and saw these glowing orbs rising into view coming from the southeast. I exclaimed to my husband, "Look, what is that?" He said, "Jesus, what is it?" We pointed the car in their direction, and after a few seconds of watching these lights, I told my husband to turn off the car, and I stepped out to look and listen. There was no noise. The objects were passing over our heads. They would fade, and as some of them would turn to gray, then speed up, streaking past the slower moving orange ones. Well, that's basically telling me right there that it can't be Chinese lanterns if these things are streaking, past the slower moving ones. But continuing, the first wave of these orbs were the largest. I believe the plane came into view on the second wave to the left of the orbs, and it followed them, staying off to the left. There were 3 waves in total. They floated silently over our heads, fading out, and at least 3 of them sped past the others while turning gray. So that's the photo we got there, and quite frankly, this was a MUFON case file, I believe, and I believe MUFON wrote these things off as Chinese lanterns.
They don't look
you
like that at
kidding
all.
me? Come on. Why, Ken? Why? Now, who?
I don't know. That scares me. That's very scary.
It's
actually
the
pretty
bad
cool.
part is a lot of the investigators, they guess. If they can't, if they have no idea, they start guessing. Well, I guess it's Chinese lanterns, or I guess it was, fireflies in the sky. I'm guessing this, I'm guessing that, and all they're doing is guessing.
They're not asking the right questions to the witnesses.
Exactly.
They're not.
So I quite frankly, it scares me that they're still doing this, but it is what it is, and hopefully we can weed out some of these debunkers and other people that are not qualified to be investigators, and hopefully someday MUFON might be the best.
Have you found that it seems like everybody wants to be the debunker and skeptic, and they really don't even know what they're doing? They just throw stuff out there and hope it sticks. I mean,
I
it seems
think
like
that may be
everybody.
the case. I think some people may have their own agenda. Some of them may be working for the government. Some of them are just ignorant and really don't want to believe. They don't want to believe the fact that these flying saucers and spacemen and alien craft are visiting our Earth. They just try to put it out of their mind.
Right. And that's too
so,
bad.
nothing could ever be a UFO to them. And I think we have some investigators in MUFON who have that mentality that these things can't be alien craft because alien crafts don't exist.
Then what the hell are they doing there? That just okay. Never mind. We can go on. I don't want to because I don't want to get you in trouble. Okay, so
yeah, no, I'm getting agitated just thinking about it right now. So
all right,
okay, let's go on to picture 2 and 3.
All right, this is cool.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
This is cool. What the hell am I looking at here?
That's
yeah,
amazing.
That's really weird. That was January 28th, 2014, Bakersfield, California.
What?
Yeah.
That's
A brief
Bakersfield?
statement is, in the past I have been a helicopter pilot and have observed many planes and helicopters during nighttime flight. Just before 2 a.m., I noticed an object that caught my attention as something strange, neither a plane nor a helicopter moving at high speed. I then took pictures and asked a friend when he came over moments later that I had seen it. I have been waiting my whole life to become a believer and with concrete evidence. So that was the brief statement that he gave with the case file, and they are some incredible. Of course, the light is because of the slow shutter speed on the camera, but still,
It must have been.
I have no idea what these things.
Yeah, that must have been moving pretty quick. I'm thinking.
I think so.
Wow, that is a very cool shot. You know what? It's a UFO, right? An unidentified flying object.
Flying object.
That's right.
Exactly.
All right, cool deal.
I usually take it to the next step, and if these debunkers want to play their game, then I'll play my game and say it's an alien craft.
That one looks like it.
All right.
It's that, yeah.
Yeah, I bet. All right, number 3. Now, this is cool.
That would be picture 4, September 3rd, 2001, Hoboken, New Jersey.
Okay, wait. I got number 3 up now. Is that,
number 2 and 3 are together. That's
okay, now,
Bakersfield, California.
all right.
Both of them photos came with the Bakersfield, January 26, 2014.
Okay, but but
yeah, both of them photos are just incredible.
But I'm looking now at photograph number 3, and the light configuration is totally from number 2. It's different.
I don't know if it's a side profile or I'm not really sure, or possibly it could be another craft that maybe the witness didn't realize that it was there, that he captured it with his camera.
I've had different cases where I've had photographs, and what I'm looking at right here is the back end of the actual craft, and that's the actual engines or whatever the it's light. I'm thinking in the dark to the right of this picture is the rest of the craft, but we just don't see it because it's nighttime.
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking. That's very cool.
Yeah, that's right. We could possibly just be seeing some kind of a light or
the
some kind of a thrusters emissions from some kind of an engine on this craft. I don't know. I really don't.
Very cool. All right, let's go to number 3. All right, we got number 3.
Okay, and number 4?
Yeah, number 4.
Yeah, I'm investigating this case, as a matter of fact. This one goes back to a couple of weeks before the World Trade Center's crisis we had there in Manhattan, but this was September 3rd, 2001, Hoboken, New Jersey, and the guy was looking across the river. As a matter of fact, this really should have been a New York case, but they gave it to me. A brief statement is, I am a crane operator in New Jersey. My partner and I just started up the 250-ton American crane, and we were talking by the cab standing on a catwalk. I noticed a bright moving straight up the... I noticed a light moving straight up the Hudson River going north. I said to my partner, look at that plane. It's moving really fast. We both looked in amazement as the object got closer at an incredible speed. It was huge, and it was losing parts or something. It was definitely burning. As it passed over the World Trade Center, it left a puffy cloud. From our point of view, it was directly over the towers. As it passed us, I remember that I had a camera. It was a low-resolution digital camera. After I snapped a picture, the object split perfectly into 3 parts. It went straight and one went to the right and the other went to the left in perfect synchronization as all three descended. My son was working a few blocks away, and he and some others saw it as well, but not the split. We were where we had the advantage because we were right by the river. Later that day, there was a report on the radio that this object was seen as far as South Carolina, and they said it was an old Russian spaceship. To this day, I don't believe the story. It was never mentioned again on any news, television, or newspaper. It was big, and you can hear it roaring as it went by us. On the left of the photo, in the edge of the on the left of the photo is the edge of the boom of the crane. It had to be about 75 yards away. It says 75 miles. That's a typo. It's the 75 yards away or more when it passed us when I took this picture. Again, it was big. So that's the that's what he captured with his low definition camera, and I had to enhance it a little bit. But as a matter of fact, I have a few pictures on my main website, World UFO Photos, where there were some strange triangular type objects right there at the World Trade Centers when they were on fire. So,
Really?
you know, I don't know if this had anything to do with these aliens know what's happening in the future or something like that. You know, it seems to me that these aliens, these craft seem to appear before major events, earthquakes, you know.
Tsunamis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, crazy things like that. That they seem to get more of an influx of these UFO sightings, and I don't know if it's all connected, but it's certainly pretty strange.
Wow. I'm going to have to go take a look at those triangle crafts you're talking about. Send me a link if you can later on, okay? I want to see those.
Yeah, you know, I had them. I had someone send them to me on my website, and said, I don't know if you have the guts to do it, but this is what I captured on my camera, and you know, I'm hoping you put them on your website, and I did, you know.
Wow.
Because I thought they were pretty incredible. I'll send them to you.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, maybe I can talk about them next week if you want.
Absolutely. Let's do that. Don't send them to me. I'm going to wait till next week to see them, okay?
Yeah, great.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, right on. Number 5.
Yeah, there's 3 photos here, and on the 3 photos, I'm looking at the Art Bell site right now, and the reason why I sent 3 photos is you can actually see this thing moving through the sky.
Oh.
This is a gentleman. His name is Don McLeod. He's from Florida, and he has sent me some just incredible photos. He's a sky watcher, a ufologist. As a matter of fact, he's a researcher for me. I have a few researchers out there all over the world that send me special photos that they had or have taken, experiences and everything else, and of course I include them too on my websites. But a brief statement is greetings from, this was Indian Lake Estates, Florida on March 29th last week. That 3/29/14, this was taken late that day during the rain. Possible rod, use it if you want. Note black dot to the right of saucer-shaped TV antenna. It's a bird, Don McLeod. That's the 3rd picture down there. You can see a light post or something that looks like there's a saucer-type object on there, and that's some kind of an antenna, I guess. And there's a little dot to the right of that. See, he said that's a bird, but he has sent me some incredible photos. I can't tell if this is a rod or just a thin flying saucer flying by. But,
now,
he sends me some great stuff.
Now, what's kind of odd that you brought this up and the date is very close to a photograph that I just received about 2 days ago, and I haven't made it public yet, and I haven't even sent it to you either, because I'm waiting until the person gets on the phone with me. And it happened in Jacksonville, Florida, on I want to say April, right around the beginning of April. The Baptist Community Hospital. There was doctors and nurses on the 6th floor, and they were looking out the window, and this and I'm gonna say what I was looking at, because I have the photograph in my hands, is a mothership coming out of the clouds, just like you would see in Independence Day when they're finally relieving themselves and they're coming out.
Oh,
right?
wow.
This thing is huge, and what happened is everybody started taking photographs, and he mentioned that when he told, because it came like from a third source, like the friend of a mother, and the mother contacted me and blah blah blah. But the guy is scared because he actually called, and from what they're telling me was a radio station, and the DJ told him to leave it alone and just to drop it, and hung up the phone.
Okay.
But what's weird though is that this, to me, it looks like a mothership because it's about the size of a small city, and it's freaking me out because
Now, where was this?
This is in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that one yet.
Yeah, it's the only reason why I know about it is because somebody who's a friend on Facebook said, you know what, you need to give this photograph to Jeff, and the guy was scared to do it, but he did it anyways. And right now and we'll talk about it later, but I haven't made it public yet until I actually speak to him in person, and I'm trying to get him on the show. But I will let you know what's going on with that one, and I will send it to you because this is going to blow you out of the water.
Yeah, send it to me, and I need a date and location. And what I'll do is I'll give you credit for the photo. That's what I usually do.
I don't care. I don't care about that. It just before I release it, I want to make sure that it's the real deal, because it looks so unbelievable, but it's coming from somebody who's telling me this is the real deal. And it's been put on Facebook a couple times, and it's been removed from Facebook all the time. So I think we have something that's pretty genuine here. And because what you're showing me right now on picture 5A, 5B, 5C, it looks like, depending on the size, and I don't know how big this is, but to me it looks like a large ship, possible mothership, and that's what was given to me right around the same time period. So it's kind of weird.
I'd like to see that.
Absolutely.
I'm interested in that.
Oh yeah, no, you'll get a copy. So okay, very cool. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Your website again is World UFOs.
Yeah, worldufophotos.org, and my news website is worldufophotosannews.org. Yeah, they're coming along real well.
All right, and we have links on our website at paranormalcentral.net on the reporters link. If you want to go, you can go there and click, and he has literally thousands and thousands of pictures of very cool stuff that you have never seen before. So
I have them right on the front, right on the main
As a
page.
matter of fact,
Just scroll down.
Right now, I'm sitting on a little over 4,000 photos that I haven't even published yet.
Wow, man.
You're busy.
I don't want to spoil everyone by putting them all on my website at one time, so I try to put maybe 3 or 4 on my website every day, just
right on.
so I
Sure.
want people to come back.
Sure, absolutely. I would do the same thing.
Let me ask you a question. I get in my Facebook, I get people saying, and they argue, right? There has been an uptick in sightings and reports of UFOs. And then you have the other one saying, no, it's only because there's more cameras, cell phone cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What is there really, do you think, an uptick in them, or is it really the cell phone camera thing?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's really, I'm not really sure. When MUFON started their new show, Hangar 1 on Friday nights, we've been getting a lot more cases, and then I hope MUFON is prepared to handle all of these cases that they've been wanting to get. But, like you said, since everyone has a camera nowadays with their iPhone or whatever, we are getting more photos and stories from people. It's really hard to say whether we have whether we're getting more as compared to maybe last year or 6 months ago. It's really all depends who you talk to. Everyone kind of changes these numbers, and they say that 95% of all UFO cases are man-made, but that's the stupidest thing that I've ever heard. It all depends on who's putting these figures together. personally, I would say that at least 30% of all reported UFO sightings are the real deal. I'm going to throw a number out there, and I'm going to say about 30%, as compared to all the debunkers who only say 5%.
Right, and I agree. There's a lot of people now are more aware. They're paying attention to their surroundings, especially up. There's more shows coming out, like internet shows and TV shows, and people now have the word UFO in their brain. So whenever they're looking around and see a light in the sky, they happen to look up, and that's why we're getting a lot of stuff on film. So that's cool. So, all right, Ken.
That's what people. If you're not looking up in the sky, you'll never see a UFO.
Exactly. So, all right, Ken. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next Sunday. Okay.
Okay, my friends, Jeff and Alan, thanks again for having me on, and I'll talk to you next Sunday.
Sounds
good night, brother.
Catch you later.
Okay, pal. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, that was Ken. He's an investigator for MUFON. And
so what do you think? Do you think there's more
good question.
UFO sightings, or is it because there's more cameras? I know for a fact that they in our area we were blasted with them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they dropped off to nothing.
nothing.
And now it seems like they're coming back. Yep. Only now, like in the last few months, there's groups of them. I mean, like they're seeing 50 in one spot, and we got several pictures of them like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to give you because I don't know. I mean, you're right. There's a lot more sightings occurring now. Is it because they are aware now of look up, go out jogging, you look up. You're going to smoke a cigarette, you look up. You're going to take the trash out, you look up. I don't know. To be honest, are we being invaded? Is the question, the $1 million question? No, I think they've been here for a long time. I think we're just being more aware now.
I wonder if we should, we have a team. We have these, like a couple of different teams. Mm-hmm. I wonder if we should grab somebody that likes to do statistics and, like where this want to believe sign is right here.
Right.
Maybe we put a United States or world map on it and then have them start putting pins.
That's going to be a lot of pins.
Yeah, it will.
A lot of pins. It's going to be a good. I mean, man, that's a lot of sightings happen every day. And for all those out there who are watching and listening, we have literally hundreds of sightings every day around the world. I mean, we could be here hours and hours and hours talking about this, but we can't. So, we try to give you just the best of the best. Unfortunately,
the best and the most latest.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is exactly what we're doing this show, and it's all about the latest recent. All right. And people are complaining on Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and talk about MUFON and the Hangar One show. They're rehashing old crap again. What happened in 1967, 1984, 1979? God, you guys, stop already. What happened last week, in 7 days ago, 6 days ago? I'm tired of this old stuff. Leave it alone. Show me some new stuff. Get me some better evidence than just showing we can't talk to him because he doesn't want to talk to us. But we know what happened. How do you know what happened? People are... okay, I'm going to go on a rant, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to wait after Danny. Because, Alan and I are going to rant this time. But we have a real good reason we're going to rant, and it's going to tick some people off who are debunkers, like Ken was saying, and people who don't like what we're doing.
I don't even think the debunkers know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
They're not... they don't research. Their research is right here.
On their computer.
And that's as far as they get. Like, they got the toilet right there, the coffee pot right there, and the debunking tool.
What they're doing is they're chewing a piece of gum, and then they're getting the gum out, and they throw it on the wall, and they're hoping it's going to stick.
True.
That's exactly what they're doing right now to us. All right, okay, we're going to stop. Danny, let me call Danny. All right.
Yeah, I've been waiting for Danny's. He has some good stuff. Actually, both of them.
Yeah.
That was some good UFOs, man.
Okay, here we go.
This computer is really slow over here.
Time for the Squatch Report.
By the time we get to the end of the show, I'll be in chat. I guarantee it. I'll be able to say, later. But only I'm not leaving yet.
Danny. What happened?
Hi,
Oh, crap.
Hi, Danny.
I called you on the wrong phone, dude.
Hi, bye. See you in a minute.
I just hung up on him. He's going, hey, what happened? That's funny. All right.
Yeah, when Emerald's not here, man, we're juggling. Really need Emerald. Like, sleep with the Bigfoot already and get over here.
Just take some good pictures. Hey, I hung up on you because I called you on the wrong phone.
Are you done ranting?
Yeah, no. No, not yet. I haven't even started, dude. All right. The Squatch Report by Danny Valderrama coming to you live from Kingsburg, California. That's right. You live in Kingsburg. Shut up. All right.
In an undisclosed
location in Kingsburg.
building in Kingsburg.
Underground in my mom's basement.
I'm gonna write that down too. I'm gonna talk about that. That's cool. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay. For all those who are watching us on ParanormalCentral.net, I am putting these pictures up as we go, and I sent these also to the Art Bell webmaster, and unfortunately, half of them on Danny's side got up, and half of them didn't, only because the link was too big of a file, and for some reason it didn't
I
take.
tried to shrink it. It still didn't work.
Yeah, well,
The first story isn't up, but
the
second and the third story.
Oh yeah. He tried to do it because he did get them. So we'll go ahead and talk about the first story, which is the bridge. Then, right?
Bridge. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got the bridge up, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it. What do we got? Oops.
Okay, this is 45 miles east of Portland, Oregon. This is on the Columbia River. It's Cascade Locks. I can't see the bridge though.
Hold on, it's coming up. See, yeah.
And it's the Cascade Locks.
Okay,
Called
hold on.
Bridge of the Gods.
There's a big time. There's a big time. Like you got it now.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's called the Bridge of the Gods. It connects Oregon with Washington. That's the Columbia River underneath it. And the next picture shows a mural painted by Larry Kangas
All right.
from Beaverton, Oregon.
Let me go to big.
Completed the mural in 2001 of November. In November of 2001. And it's a visual tour through the history of the beautiful area of Oregon, Washington.
Okay.
In this mural that he did,
Uh-huh.
on one of the corners is a picture of Bigfoot.
Dun 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 dun.
On the left-hand side.
There it is.
I don't know how we found it. These are pictures that I took when we were down there.
Oh, you didn't. And you didn't see it?
No, we knew about it, I think, because we found it, or we found it by accident or something.
Uh-huh.
And the next picture shows the Bigfoot on the corner.
All right,
Right there.
and I definitely have it up now.
That looks like a cougar. Unless I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Right here.
And,
Oh, I see him. Oh, it's Waldo. Yeah, I see
and
him.
there's a big board next to which is the next picture. There's a big board that tells you what to look for in the mural there. And it says on there that it's a Sasquatch Bigfoot, appears in Indian oral tradition as well. The artist claims that the Bigfoot drawing is based on an actual sighting that he made from this spot
Ooh.
while he worked on the mural late
Whoa.
into the night.
Very cool.
So he didn't plan on putting Bigfoot in there, but I guess he had a sighting when he
And
was painting the mural
what year did he paint this mural?
in 2001,
Really?
November of 2001.
That is like recent, guys. I mean, that's like
Yeah.
that's. Oh wow, he saw that there. And we're looking at the bridge. It's like we're not talking the mountains, man. We're talking civilization. There's people around, and he was probably there doing his mural for a long period of time, and the Sasquatches were looking at him and eyeing him out, and decided to come down and say hi. Wow.
Yeah, the mural is 20 by 40 feet, so it's a huge mural. It's painted on the bridge's support structure there. And there are stories of Bigfoot using that waterway right there because it's not very far. It's probably one of the narrowest parts of the Columbia River, of them swimming back and forth, going from Oregon to Washington.
Really? I'm gonna go back to that actual mural there. and then go back to that one. So that's cool.
That's near Multnomah Falls and all that area where they do have many sightings in that area.
All right, now let's talk about this picture here though real quick. If B actually saw one, then and artists are pretty good on pretty much drawing what they've seen. Yeah, so we're looking at something pretty dang close to what he saw, almost exactly, and it looks more human on this particular photograph. Yeah, I mean the nose and the mouth are not what we have think they look like. So maybe it was a distance and it was nighttime and you couldn't really tell. But there you go. He saw something. He saw Sasquatch. I'm gonna pretty much say yes, he did see one.
Yeah, Larry Kangas has his own website, and he's painted tons of murals all over Oregon and Washington. I did send him an email to ask him more about his sighting, but he hasn't responded yet. So
okay, well, hopefully he will. All right.
Yep.
Okay, Yep. Okay, I'm going to go to number 5, and on the artbell.com website, you should be able to see this. Okay, right now what I have picture number 5, which is the knee, thigh, and calf on the left-hand side. So go ahead and talk about this. What are we looking at?
This was shot in Grand Rapids, Manitoba, and it was shot on September 14th of 2012. And with just a heading on it, it's a leg of Bigfoot, and there's a question mark. It was submitted by Ken C. It's a trail cam photo. And then after everybody was trying to figure out, well, this could be a leg of a Bigfoot there, one of his friends by the name of Kerry sent in a message and said that he knows exactly what this is, but he's a known hoaxer. It's a leg of a moose, is what they were saying.
Okay, so now I have the moose photograph up.
So he was trying to fool the Bigfoot community, and this is why every time somebody comes along with a new picture,
I see,
they get torn apart by the Bigfoot community.
Wow. So he actually so what he did is he put it out first, and he let everybody go, oh my God, you got it, and then he came back and said, aha, I got you. No, it's not.
He never said anything. One of his friends sent him a message saying that this isn't what he's saying it is. He knows exactly what it is. They sent him the second picture they sent to them saying it's a moose.
Mm.
They said that this picture of the moose was taken within 5 days of the picture that he sent. But if you look at the bottom of the pictures, there's 2 different years on them. One's from 2011 and one's from 2012.
All right, I was looking at that.
I've seen a lot of elk, and I've even shot a couple, and their leg doesn't look like a human leg like that.
Let me go back.
Yeah.
To
That's
leg
not
is
an
pretty
elk
different
leg.
to me, but
You can see the muscles in the what do they call it, the thigh.
Okay.
That is not an elk.
Okay, but now let's talk about and what everybody should have done first is go how high. Look at measure. Well, look at the other tree and look at the camera position of this tree. Look at the ground. It looks fairly flat. I'm thinking the camera is placed about 4 to 5 feet up. That's what my guess is. Now, if that was a moose or an elk or whatever you want to call it, that means the knee had to have been at 5 feet up. Now, they do get big. I've seen moose that are huge, and I'm going, oh, my God, it looks unbelievable. But I don't know. If this moose here, if the knee is at 5 foot, that means that moose was probably, 15 feet high? 20?
Well, usually the moose have really skinny, spindly legs. Even the thigh part, I mean, it's kind of big, but from the front, it's not big. From the side is where it looks big. You know what I'm saying? So, and the kneecap doesn't look anything like a human, and that's more like a human-looking leg than an elk. Well, see the way they did it. When you look at the other picture, the elk is from the side. Right? Not from the front. So really, we need to take a picture of an elk or a moose from the front and then look at it. But see how the bottom leg from below the knee, it's almost like it's so narrow, it doesn't work. I mean, that doesn't work.
Even be, if it was anything, it would be a rear leg, but I don't even think it's that big.
I don't think so either. I think
The hair was
somebody's
kinda wet,
hoaxing
so I don't know if there's like
the
a
guy.
river next to it or something.
Yeah, and this camera here on this particular, and I don't think it's the same camera, but this camera is pointed towards the ground. The other one was pointed straight ahead. It's probably
Yeah,
5
I think they're
foot
the
up.
same area.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I can see
say
that now. I'm in chat.
I'm gonna say debunked. I'm gonna say it's not an elk or a moose, to be honest, only because of the height of what we're
Yeah,
looking
it's
at the
pretty
knee. Yeah.
Good catch.
Very good one. Okay, cool. All right. We are now going to go. Now, for all those who have been, this story that Danny is going to talk about, next, has been all over the news, all over Facebook. Go ahead, Danny.
All right, this was February 16th. The mysterious lights that appeared in the sky. This is from Mississippi. There's people are Rainier and Edith Shattles in Jackson County, Mississippi. They're on 150 acres. They set up a trail camera up next to their feeder to try to get pictures of bucks. And they knew the deer were out there, and they wanted to see how many bucks were out there. So they set up their trail camera, and then it started taking pictures. Around 7:24 p.m., the first picture, the deer were normal. And 7:29, a dim light appeared. At 7:35, the light gets brighter. And then at 7:53,
Okay,
a weird shape appears.
Right now, I am. Okay,
It's all within a half an hour, it looks like.
Okay, so right now I'm at 7:24 p.m. and I see possibly 3. I got the deer in front. Now you're saying a small light.
At 7:29, a dim light appears.
Okay.
I don't know if I have that picture, but
Okay, no problem. So I see other animals in the background. I see the deer looking at the camera. Probably the camera just went click and it heard it and it turned, and that's why the eyes are glowing, because of the infrared. So now we're going to go to there. All right. So now we have the deer lit up.
yeah. And they're saying that the whatever was near it is what lit it up. But usually when the camera takes a picture, it lights up the area too.
Right.
But not always, because as we'll see later on.
Now here
That could be a light from the sky.
here I'm seeing a different light source coming from the left-hand side right at the deer.
Yeah, and they didn't really say if they only set up one camera, so that possibly could be either someone with a flashlight or a second camera that they set up flashing.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Or it could be something from the sky.
Okay. Okay, now I got the one with the deer, like caught in the headlight looking at, I don't know if it's a camera, but looking at the lights above, two lighted up objects now.
Yeah, this is off the ground, whatever it is. It's pretty high off the ground, and there's no road there. It's out in the middle of a field. This was actually from a video, and she did take the camera crew out there to see the area to show them that there was no road there.
Right, and I remember I saw the clip and the video, and this is like an opening, all grassy area, and there's lined with trees, very high trees. So
Yeah, and it's not near their house either. It's back in the woods a ways.
Okay.
So it's pretty weird.
So now we're gonna. Okay, so now
the only reason I bring it up, it's not Bigfoot related, but the only reason I bring it up is because we've been getting these same kind of pictures. David Ragosa
Right.
set up trail cameras out there, and when he goes back,
and I want to talk about that.
Same kind of light.
Right, I want to talk about that. Were you with us when? No, this was before your time. As a matter of fact, we got these lights right at the same time period of the actual Sasquatch walking up the hill. This is where these lights came out, right around that time period. So this was like in 2008.
2009.
Yeah. I don't want to say we. I was with them when we got the SD cards out of the cameras, and then these lights were on them. And I'm going to go ahead and put up the first one. So, these guys are getting so much publicity. We got these lights too. But we got them in the Sierra Mountains, guys. All right? Now, people were going, oh, that's a guy with a headlamp, flashlight, or it was a helicopter. And I'm going, okay, let's step back here. This location where these cameras are placed is in the deep forest. There are no campgrounds. There's no people. If you can look at the time, we're talking about 12 in the morning.
A
There's
lot of trees.
no, all trees, all redwoods surrounding this location. So if this was a person with a headlamp in the middle of nowhere at this particular time, you're out of your freaking mind. So I want to say no. Is this a headlight in the trees?
Not even
No.
not even a drone, because you couldn't fly those at night
No.
down in
Right.
the wooded areas.
And there's no reason for a drone to be out in the middle of nowhere. Not unless it was trying to find Sasquatch. Then, okay, then we got a story here. But no, this is not a headlamp. You know what I'm looking at, and I don't know, but you know, they say Bigfoot's eyes tend to glow at night. If you have an infrared camera, like a game cam, taking a snapshot, and we could very well be looking at Sasquatch's eyes on this camera, on this particular picture right here. I don't know.
They're just glowing right at the infrared
Right,
part.
exactly right.
To wash it out.
Yep.
And that's why you can't see a flash. You can only see the eyes.
Yep, that's exactly
There
what.
is a pair of eyes at the bottom too.
And I don't know what those are. I don't know why those would end up. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to show you the next photograph. This photograph was taken on the same camera. Now we're getting really spooky and really cool, because look at the radiance of the light that's coming up from above. Camera, or I want to say flashlights, don't cause this. This is a very spooky part of the forest. David Dragosa can tell you that the Native Americans way back when pretty much said that a lot of spooky stuff happens here. It's very
Sacred land.
Sacred land. All right. So when you say sacred land, you know, a lot of weird things happen.
Well, they don't even go in that area.
No, they don't actually.
They that area is left for Bigfoot, and they don't even go there. So, I mean, the only people that goes there is crazy guys like us and Bigfoot.
And then somebody was saying it's the moon. No, it's not the moon,
It's too
because
close to the camera.
yeah, there's trees that are, I don't know, 50, 75, 100 feet high right around this camera. There's no way the moon would shine through all that. There's just absolutely no way. So we don't know what these things are, you guys. We really don't. But those guys in Texas aren't the first ones to ever get weird, lights on cameras. We get them here in the Sierra Mountains.
If I would have
It's
thought,
weird because he does get deer and bear in front of there, and you can see the trees, you can see the leaves, you can see everything.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
But on these, you can't see any of the background.
Right. Like the light
See
is
the
the
light.
light is purposely blinding out the area.
it's
whatever.
like checking out the camera,
Right.
whatever it is.
And here is another light
What if
source.
it's an alien or something?
An alien. I don't know.
Because
I-
Bigfoots and aliens, they go together.
Well, there's another theory, another
Yeah.
topic we can talk about that people think that they're not from here, they're from up there, they're pets of the aliens. We can.
In fact, I just loaded a show up on YouTube. It's the Courtright Reservoir abduction, and they talk about that.
Right.
The actual abductees talk about Bigfoot and aliens being like together.
Right.
So I mean, hey,
If you guys want to go take a look at that and look at that particular show we did called 11. What is it? 10.
10-11-02 or
11:02.
something like that.
Very cool story, you guys. It'd freak you out. It'd be the last time you go camping.
I think I titled it "Abduction at Courtright Reservoir." So you just type that in YouTube, bam.
So, all right, Danny. Anything else?
That's it.
Right
Yes,
on.
that one right there. That's interesting picture.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
don't know.
lit up right by the camera.
Just happy we weren't there when they came. I don't want to get probes.
So we got to go back up, guys.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
When is your daughter going back?
She's leaving on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. Okay. Well, let's see. Maybe Saturday. I don't know. Let's shoot for Saturday. I will keep you update, and we'll see what happens. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Great.
man. Thank you, Danny.
All right.
Talk
See
to you
Alan.
later.
Good night, Danny.
Peace out.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. That was a Squatch report by Danny Valderrama
Pretty
talking
good.
in his basement of his house, mother's house. And the reason why he brought that up is maybe we can go ahead and talk about the ranting part. All right. Where do I want to go with this? There was a story. Okay, I got a phone call. And this happened Monday of last week or Tuesday of last week. And I got a call from a guy who is now a friend of ours on Facebook. And his name is Jesse James. He's out of Kansas City, Missouri. And I don't know how he found us. He was actually living in a different part. Actually, he was living in Northern California, and he moved to Kansas City. He found our show a long time ago, several years ago, and he's been watching us, been following us. All of his friends, his relatives know he's into the stuff that we are. Okay, and this is how things like this happen. You know, people know other people that are into the paranormal, UFOs, Bigfoot, monsters, you know, all that cool stuff. And Jesse James went into his favorite store, let's just say, and he knows the owner really well because, you know, he spends a lot of money in there and he buys potato chips and whatever. And his name is Cliff, and the store owner told him that something had just happened where one of his sons was at, and that was in Missouri. Now, I tried to get all the information from the phone, and there was something major going on in this particular town. And I mean something of great magnitude happened where the town itself was being shut down and quarantined, and people were being turned away. The media was being turned away. You couldn't use your cell phones. Something like this. So something really big was happening. So I tried to get most of the information, and I posted it right away on my wall on Facebook to see if anybody was living in that area or had people who lived in that area that could possibly do some investigating for us and check for us to see if this was actually happening. The town in question that I got over the phone was Wilmington, with an M, Wilmington, and Missouri. And what happened is supposedly something that night crashed through the sky, made a huge sound, a lot of lights involved, and then that morning or early morning, you know, people drove up, and I don't want to say it's military because we haven't talked to the person who told his dad Cliff about all this. And as a matter of fact, they can't find him. After he told them what was going on, they can't find him now. And they're actually getting scared because what they told them what was happening kind of freaked them out. And they know their son, and their son wouldn't lie about something like this. So I went and I posted it on Facebook again with the town Wilmington with an M. Well, several people started sharing, and they wanted more information. And then a couple of days later, or the day after, I got a couple of people came on, and they said, there's no such town as called Wilmington. You're making this all up. You guys are hoaxers. You guys are trying to scare people. You're fear mongers. Knock it off. You guys have no idea what you're doing. You guys are losers. And matter of fact, Danny made a comment. You're probably in the basement of your mother's house doing all this stuff. And I'm going, okay, wow, are you serious? Why are we getting slammed that hard because of a couple of letters that I misspelled, possibly on the name of a town that doesn't exist? So now we're thinking maybe it was Willington, Missouri. Well, it was kind of odd that these two people who started slamming us and started, saying names and hoaxers and making us sound like, we're in this just to scare people. I am not a friend with these people. I have no mutual friends with these people. I have no idea where they came from. They have some weird names like Bubba Sparks, and it just stuff didn't make any sense. People thought we were making the story up, all right? And no, we are not making the story up. So what I want to do is I want to get Jesse James, JJ, on from Kansas City So you can hear it from the horse's mouth where I got the story from. So he can tell you what's going on right now. So that way you understand that, you know what, there's something definitely going on. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call JJ really quick here. And I told him I was going to call him at 8:30 his time, but hopefully he's not watching TV or anything. So, all right. Okay, I'm going to call him right now.
And I just lost the chat in this computer. I have to work on it. So it takes me so long to get into it, and then I never stay in it too long. So I'm going to try it with my phone.
Hello.
JJ.
Yes, sir.
Hey, all right.
How's it going, JJ?
Are you still watching TV?
Yeah, I'm going to pause it. Hold on.
Oh.
It's like,
All right.
what you going to do when Jeffrey calls you?
All right, we got JJ on the phone calling from Kansas City, Missouri. So how's the weather out there?
Just a little on the chill side.
Yeah.
It's near Kansas City. I'm in Topeka.
Topeka, Kansas. Okay. Topeka. Okay, right on. All right. Now, you called me last week. What day was it? Like a Monday or Tuesday?
I think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay. And you called me and you were telling me you just got a story from the owner of a liquor store. His name was Cliff. And you wanted to say, hey, the reason why he told you is because he knows you're into this stuff and he knows that you know the right people to talk to in case you come across something like this. So,
Well, I just walked into the store and Cliff saw me and says, hey, man, something weird went down. And I'm thinking he was talking about the weather because they had a severe thunderstorm line that went up throughout of Dallas, Texas, into certain parts of Oklahoma going northeast. And I thought it had clipped the southern end of Missouri and thought that's what he was going to talk about, but it wasn't. He says, a friend of mine, it's this town called Wellington, that he was doing something, coming back late, early in the morning, around about 3, and he said he witnessed a massive explosion. And shortly after that, he was trying to make his way toward it to see what was up. He said by the time he got to the area, man, he said they was quarantining everything, turning people away, even the media sources, people with cell phones, they were turning them away. And so far, we haven't been able to find anybody to confirm that story other than him, and now he's scared. But when you go and look for that name, we look for Wilmington and Wellington. And Wilmington, with 2 L's, they show listed on Google search, says videos of Wilmington, Missouri. And then when you go click on the link, nothing's there.
Right.
Like,
Now, what caught my attention at the very beginning is that you told me Cliff and his son Mark, I guess, went searching on the internet, and they were finding out that the location where his brother stated started to disappear from Google, search and everything.
Off of Facebook.
Everything.
Somebody was burping about what had happened, and they made it disappear.
Right.
I don't know who they were, but they made the story disappear. And so I kind of got curious, and I'm thinking, okay, where's Whiteman Air Force Base? And when I was in the Air Force, stationed in Montana, we had a bunch of nukes all over Montana. So I'm thinking maybe it was a nuclear missile and a lightning bolt hit it somewhere, but haven't been able to confirm or deny that's what happened. But
now, now I talked to Cliff on the phone. Okay, you gave me the phone number. Oh, actually, you were there, and he was able to talk to me away from customers. And I talked to Cliff, the owner and the father of the witness, or friend of the witness. And you basically, he basically told me exactly what you said, that something was going down. And I think he said it or you said it, but what made them go on the internet to find out what was going on? They just decided to do it upon themselves, or
Well, Well, yeah, pretty much. Like anybody that sees something weird, you go on the internet and start looking and see what happened.
Right.
Just like I did, And I believe Cliff 100%. And I had just seen this UFO show on the new MUFON show.
Hangar 1, right.
And they did a story on the Kansas City area, Blue Springs, Kansas, Missouri, rather, and where there was this blue orb, blue UFO, and I was curious, maybe there's something going on again,
Right.
And but so far nobody has stepped forward with any more information, and I totally believe them 100% that
Right.
something happened.
Right. Okay. Now, Cliff's son, Mark, or that is friend Mark.
No, his employee.
His employee Mark.
Right. And Mark's brother is the one that
saw this. Now, they can't get a hold of his brother, right? The witness.
Well, the phone number that was working has all of a sudden stopped to exist.
Yeah.
It is gone. It is not working anymore.
And that's Mark's number, right?
That's the number that we have from Mark.
Right.
Exactly. And that number has stopped working.
Okay, which I
when
find...
you call it. And I will see Mark probably tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm going to try my best to get his brother to call you.
Yeah, I need to talk to him ASAP. Cliff and Mark was saying that he was scared. Why was he scared?
Well, he says, what I would assume would be men in black were quarantining the area. Maybe they had some interchanging of words about don't be repeating anything what you saw. They just made every evidence disappear.
Right.
And trying to hush the story down. And all my years of dealing with UFOs, I've always heard the story about men in black.
Right.
They come in and sanitize the area and try to keep it as hush-hush and tell people you didn't see anything and don't say anything. So there's a good strong possibility of that. But I'm going to see if I can do a Google search to see if any missile silos are in that area.
Okay.
Maybe a lightning bolt hit the area, but
you know what?
I don't know, man.
No, to me, something else happened. A lightning bolt hitting a location. They wouldn't quarantine or push the media away. That's something.
Exactly.
That's something way beyond, mysterious. Something else happened.
Plus, phones don't just lose their number.
Yeah, so there's something else going on, JJ, and I definitely need for you to get on it and get a hold of Mark tomorrow and find out why his phone's not working. Maybe he just.
I will try to even find out where Mark's brother is at.
Okay.
To see if there's any way I can face to face with the guy.
Absolutely.
And ask him.
How far are you away from Willington, Missouri?
Oh, it's probably 135 miles.
Oh, that's a long ways. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and go back there and get some more info. And, dude, you can call me anytime. As soon as you find out some information, you give me a ring, all right?
I certainly will, Jeffrey.
All right, man. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Just like always.
Thanks, JJ.
All right, bye.
Okay, see ya. Bye.
He's a good man.
Yeah,
Guy.
these guys, he's into, all the stuff. This guy that we're just talking to right now, he was stationed, he's a retired Navy. He was actually on aircraft carriers in charge of fire detail. He was the one who was on standby in case the planes came in and crashed or whatever. He was medic, the whole 9 yards. So this guy was actually like the head cheese on the aircraft carrier. So he knew exactly what was going on.
And for a long time, from the Vietnam War all the way till he retired, I think.
Yeah, he's been in it for a long time, so
He's not an idiot.
I'm kind of blown away that he's actually talking to us, because I'm sure right now he's getting money from the military on living off of it. So let's hope they don't sabotage him and blackmail him and to leave all this alone. So we'll see what happens. So he'll give me a call. Trust me, when JJ said he's going to get to the bottom of this, he's going to get to the bottom of this.
Well,
so.
When all them people on Facebook started saying all that stuff, and we put this on here,
right?
They got to understand that. I mean, that's what I put. When you get a tip from somebody like JJ or Jesse James, and you've known him a long time, you know his background, you know that anything flying in the sky, this guy could like know exactly what it is or isn't. And then he says something, you take it serious and you start following up on it. You put it on Facebook to see if you can get any help or if anybody else lives around there. And you don't expect people to come along and start calling you names, and
which was odd, because
it was really weird.
It's that told me that we were onto something, and then we were trying to be. People are trying to shut us up, And this is the part where I want to go and rant a little bit, and I think Alan does too, because Alan was really ticked off at the people who were slamming us because we were trying to tell the story and trying to get it out. Stories, all right? How many of you out there who are into what we do are also part or friends or like pages of other paranormal societies and or blogs or websites, and all you have is stories? These guys tell their stories from other people and put them on their websites and put them on their Facebook so you can read their stories and click on their page.
And they don't even really have one themselves.
No, it's other people's stories.
Yeah.
All right? Stories from 1967 again, 1979, 1984, 1995. Oh, a Bigfoot. Here's a story from a park ranger from 2001 up in Oregon. And he saw Bigfoot taking a bath, and wow, this is awesome story, and come and look on my website, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to go to YouTube, and I'm going to tell you the story so you can come and listen to my voice, tell the story, and just click on my YouTube page, please, now so I can get 1,000 views, and I can make money. All right? We were getting slammed. I think this is only like the second time we've ever been slammed, I think.
We were getting slammed on 2 stories on the same day at the same time.
Okay. That doesn't usually happen.
No.
It only happens when we're actually onto something and people are trying to shut us up.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Alan right now we have literally years, before even Alan was in the picture, and he wasn't literally in the picture, but he was part of the talk show, but out of the picture per se, like where Emerald is. We had like 2 or 3 years of shows, and what he's doing is he's going in and he's trying to find the best ones, because we've done some really cool stuff that you guys all have no idea that we have stories about that are going to blow you away. For example, the 411 episode with David Pilates. It was an over 3-hour show. I am the only one to this day that he has given me 3 hours of his time. All right? This show called, if I can remember correctly, starts with a C, Coast to Coast. He only gave them.
He must be in the dreamland. No.
He only gave them, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours. David Pilates gave me 3 hours. All right? Now, so Alan retrieved that show, and it took him a long time to download it onto YouTube. I thought he was pulling my chain, but within
it's maybe been a month.
Okay,
maybe
a month, but it very low key. All right.
Yeah, not really pushing it. Just put it on Facebook.
Right. We've gotten over 3,000 hits on it, but again, by word of mouth. And people.
It's 4,000.
No, I'm sorry, it went up to 4,000. All right, within probably 4 days, it went up 1,000, I think.
Yeah, it's been going like that.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I know it like the when we didn't have a show. When did we go? When did we go and we had to play the rerun? That was when we taped our show. What was
right,
that?
March 9th.
Yeah, so it was March 9th. So from March 9th till now, it has like almost 4,500
views. And that is the reason, and I want to say the major reason is because it got played on the artbell.com Dark Matter Network.
and I'm not paying for. We're not paying ads, like to boost.
Oh
it
no, we can care
anything.
less.
We just put it on there and put it on Facebook, and
Because
that's all.
David Paulides opened up to me about on a couple of cases that I don't know why he opened up. I'm glad he did, because that 3-hour show is probably one of the best we've ever done. Now, David Paulides actually emailed Alan and said what he was selling books like crazy, and he didn't understand why. He found out that some of the responses that he was getting from these book sales, that the reason why, because they saw our episode on David Paulides 411.
Some of the responses that we're getting on, I know I don't have it on. It's not on there. But some of the responses we're getting are amazing. One of the guys that I think he should be like asking David Paulides.
That question you were that was very.
They're asking about, like, is there any bones found? And I think they did. I think we did talk about it. I haven't listened to the show in a very long time. I didn't listen to it. I just pulled it out, added a little bit, for the front and the back, and then put it up there. But he's saying that maybe the Bigfoots are taking the pieces of clothing and throwing them somewhere along the way, and there's where the dogs go.
That I never even thought about that.
The dogs go there, and then they lose the trail after that.
Right.
But they find the clothes or the shoe, and that's it.
Now, the reason why I brought this particular story up is that people were slamming us because of that one case in Wilmington of last Tuesday. People are trying to bring us down right now, and they're trying their deepest, hardest, but they can't. And they're trying to find things on us to bring us down, and they can't. And I'm going to give you, and they're trying to talk smack about us, but they can't, because we're legit here. All right, we're not. All the stuff we're showing you, all the stuff we're talking about, is 100% legit.
Just like the pictures.
Yes.
They put up lights where the deer has lights on it, and we bring our own pictures and we show lights.
Now, you're probably going, wow, I've never heard of these lights. How come you never showed these pictures before? We have. Back when it happened to us in 2009 and 2008, when we got these photographs with these weird lights, the only problem is I didn't take it to the Fox News and said, look, I got these lights. Put me on camera. Woohoo, make me famous. I didn't do that. If you were watching our show back then, if you were watching our website back then you would have seen these photographs. But this is old news to us. Well, then you have these people in Texas got these things on, these lights on their camera, and everybody's going, oh my God, awesome. Even ABC News here in Fresno is running the damn story. Well, how come they didn't run the story when I had these lights, or David Regosa had these lights back in 2009? All right? They didn't even care back then.
Actually, that's been the story of us.
Yeah, I mean, we
get good stuff, and then
oh my God, we have the greatest stuff, and it's real stuff. It's because we go out and get this stuff. It's not from second hand. This is coming from our team, the people we know personally, and we got it here in our hand. I probably have pictures in my laptop and then on the hard drive that you guys haven't even seen yet.
I know that.
Oh my God!
In fact, I have a hard drive that's 250 gigabytes, and it's full of nothing but SPS shows. And now
he just said SPS because that's what my show used to be called, the SPS Radio, back in the days when they sang of Paranormal Society.
And I was Emerald Spot.
Yeah. So there are. He was telling me, oh my God, that hard drive is completely full. Yeah. So what he's going to go do is he's going to go through all these shows little by little and find the best one. Then he's going to put them on YouTube and put links on the ParanormalCentral.net website, because we have some good stuff that you guys out there haven't even seen yet.
What's cool is it took me Just for the David Paulides show, it was 430 minutes to upload it.
How many?
And
60 divided by 400 is.
It was like 7 hours.
7 hours to
Yeah.
download that. Okay, that's what he's doing at home on his time.
And it's in high def,
Oh,
1080p.
oh my God,
Okay.
high def guys, that's some killer stuff.
Now, then we did, I think it was in July of 2012, we actually have Carrie Cassidy, Lyle Blackburn, David Weatherly, Ed Grimsley, and there's some more. Lisa,
Rita Louise.
Rita Louise.
What he's talking about is, what year was that?
It was July 12th, 2012.
Wow, how do you memorize this shit?
Well, I was looking at it all morning.
Okay, so
But
2 years ago.
I uploaded them this morning. It
Okay.
took me, again, I started around 8 o'clock and around 1 p.m.
Right.
And they're little short ones. They're not like 3 hours or
Right.
anything. And I think a couple of them it was actually called the SAC UFO Con.
Right.
And we played we would do we had this little place set up, and we were actually broadcasting live, but it was like not at the set time of the show.
Right.
Nobody really was paying attention. Maybe a handful of people actually saw these videos.
It was during the weekend. We were broadcasting live from a location in Sacramento in a hotel.
Yeah.
And what we did is we literally took our setup here and we transported it to Sacramento. The flying saucer and everything.
Yeah.
We had a booth. It was killer. It was probably, and I actually have pictures.
We actually almost caused killer accidents
on the freeway.
Yeah. I got pictures of people taking pictures of us.
It was funny. We're going down the 99 freeway towards Sacramento, and you guys all know my giant UFO, right, that I built. Well, it was in the back of my pickup in a diagonal way, like this. And, we're driving down the 99 freeway, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to go all out on this, right? So I put a clear dome on there, and I got an alien that had a smaller one, not like this one here, but a smaller alien, and we tied it to the UFO. And now we're driving down the freeway, right? And you have cars pulling on the side, because I'm driving in the middle lane, and people are driving to the both sides of us, right? And they got their cell phones, and they're doing this. And I remember some girl yelled out of the window, "Where are you going? I want to go with you."
Yeah.
We were laughing. We were causing a commotion on the 99 freeway. There were so many pictures taken. Alan was just giddy all the way. He was loving every minute of it. It was funny. I was driving, and I didn't really want to turn sideways because everybody's hands were out the window doing with their cell phones going. It was funny.
That turned out to be really great.
Yeah, oh my God! I think that was the beginning.
I think you're right. I think that was like the start of what we're like morphing into now. Yeah. But those shows, I have them on there. Some of them, it's only like maybe 20-minute interview.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then we let the camera run. Right, and somebody, I think Eddie would go over and we would pan it around,
right.
and we showed, they put us in a little corner. They had no idea we were going to come in with this full-on studio, right? And they put us like in the back somewhere where
they eat.
Yeah, it was like nobody was going to see us. But the next thing you know, we're like the most popular place in there, and we have like a whole audience because it's like the cafeteria, but only. It's really good video. I mean, and really, like, Carrie Cassidy was being really
outspoken.
Animated.
She was out. Yeah, she was like, I remember.
Oh, yeah, and she wasn't just, like, talking to you straight up. She was so passionate about what she was talking about. She was addressing the audience, and there's probably about 300 people sitting there. I mean, a big bunch of people filled up the whole area and listened to Carrie Cassidy.
So, so go look at the video. I mean, we took...
I'll have them up on... I had to stop so that I could come and do the show tonight.
Right.
And I have a couple more that actually I'm going to load up.
Okay.
But I'll get them over on the onto ParanormalCentral.net, and I'm also going to load them up on the like page, Paranormal Central like page, and the links to them.
Right.
So everybody could find them. If you want, I'll tag them over to your page so that people, your friend list can get them.
Okay. And a lot of people out there, are asking us, man, you really have to do more shows than just a Sunday show. Because, I mean, we're getting emails now from all over the world, thanks to Dark Matter and artbell.com website.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously, we are getting other countries that I've never even heard of that are sending messages saying, you guys rock, and I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, whoever you are, way out, I mean, are liking us. But people are saying, we want more stuff. Obviously, we only do one show a week. Now you can go back and watch all these shows. As a matter of fact, some ladies were emailing us that I'm about to go to bed, but I have your show on the the laptop, and I'm watching it here before I go to bed, and that's what she does. So awesome, I appreciate it. That's just telling us that you guys like what we're doing, and we're going to keep doing it the way we're doing it, and we're not going to change.
We got the lady that emailed me or sent me and you know what is funny? They send Facebook messages. They're not your friend. They're not friends of a friend.
Right.
And you get this Facebook message that says, man, you guys are great, and you help me. I'm a ER nurse, and you help me unwind at the end of the day, and I love all your videos, and keep doing it.
Yeah. And you know what? A couple of people who were leaving comments on some of the YouTube, like, for example, the 411, they were criticizing us.
Yeah, sit on your hands.
One guy was saying, you move your hand too much. Well, look, I'm gonna do this for you. There you go. People are nitpicking us, and I think we're doing something right. So we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and I think it's gonna take us places. And I hope you're here for the ride, because it's only beginning, man. I can tell you that right now.
Well, actually, for me, if you're gonna like be critiquing, make it something I could use. I mean, I'm not opposed to getting something that's kind of bad. That's something I do wrong. I would like to better myself and better what we do. So make it like that. And I mean, it could be something in a negative light, but let us know. But only don't get on there and just say you guys are a bunch of doof. I mean, we don't need that.
We already know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me something I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, critique it the right way and make it positive. And heck, maybe
we'll give you credit.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to do is I want to.
I was in chat for 2 minutes, and one of our persons that listens, and he's younger. They were saying that there was a UFO sighting in Madeira, right? And they were asking about that.
Oh, as a matter of fact, that video was put up on the Facebook wall, and it was a couple of days ago. And actually, it was posted on the Fox network here in Fresno, KMPH Fox. And a friend of ours saw it and shared it on my wall on Facebook. And it was 4 lights up in the sky, and one was moving very weird, very bright. Danny Valderrama, our Squatch reporter, said, "You know what? It might be skydivers," and I didn't think about that.
At night?
Yeah, you bet, with lights. So Danny took it upon himself to send an email to that particular company, because his friend Jolene actually went and I think did some night skydiving, if I'm not mistaken. And so we're gonna find out if those skydivers were in the vicinity in that area at that particular time, so we can go ahead and get that theory out or debunk it if that's the case. So at this point in time, we don't know what those lights were. I don't know. I really don't know what those lights were. One light moved fairly quickly, but then again, I don't know if the skydivers had their chutes already open, and so I don't know. But it's very cool looking. It's on my Facebook wall, but you're gonna have to scroll down a long ways, and I don't know. If I find out what they are, obviously I will tell you. But at this point in time, I can't, because I don't know what they are. So, all right. What I would now, what's this bummer? I was gonna have.
Yeah, you might talk about that. We were gonna have somebody.
Well, I mean,
I think you did.
I did.
already.
You know, we're going to have Tammy Thomas. She is the, for all those who watched our episode on Monsters and Mysteries, what is it called? Bigfoot Wars?
Yeah.
Bigfoot Wars episode. There was 3 stories in that hour episode, and one of the stories was hers was the evil gnome, and that was in Porterville, California, which is just not too far away south from Fresno, California. Now, what's kind of odd is that the incident that took place of this particular evil gnome happened to be in a house that was backed up to a river. Does anybody know what that river was called? It's called the Tule River, which happens to run through the Tule Reservation up in the mountains for, you know, for that particular area. So, you know, it's kind of weird that the Tule Reservation or the Tule River, you know, comes into play here because, you know, that's where the Bigfoots are up in that area, up in the hills. Now, what's kind of cool is that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, Tammy even said that they had a Bigfoot sighting on Highway 65, which runs north and south from Porterville to Bakersfield. And I'm not familiar with that area at all, so I had to go on the Google Earth and look at Highway 65, and there's no mountains. There may be little hills, but no mountains. But a lot of orange trees out there. Nothing but orange trees. So she said the Bigfoot ran across the highway from one orange orchard to the other side. So obviously the Bigfoot was munching down on some oranges. You guys who live in the foothills of the Sierra Mountains, the Bigfoots are not way up there. They are down here, especially during the winter for the orange seasons. And they're going to be probably down here during the summer when there's grapes and there's peaches and plums. Those guys are going to be pigging out. But they do it during the nighttime when you guys are asleep. This is where, hope sooner than later, we're going to get, you know, some FLIR cameras, some really good FLIR cameras, because all we're going to need to do, dude, is really just go up to the foothills with all the orange in the winter and just turn on that sucker and do a 180 like this, and we're gonna see something running. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, because they're running right there.
Yeah, like I've actually been talking to my son about that. Like, we have no idea if we're gonna get signed for this show, but only it's fun to sit and think about it if you had a budget, and that's one of the things I would probably buy as a FLIR.
Oh my God, yeah.
And some kind of RV, so that you could put monitors and everything in it, and all your cameras, and I would mount the FLIR. I would try to do it like that FLIR truck. Mm-hmm. We got to play in a FLIR truck one time, and man, you know, had like a $300,000 FLIR camera and thermal imaging and everything, and they said it could frame a guy standing on a hill or anywhere really 20 miles away. It could frame it, like say in your camera you could frame, you know, somebody standing in front of you. This thing could frame you 20 miles away. But anyways, I know I can't afford that one. But only I would. Could you imagine if you drove up to anywhere in the foothills or out there around Sanger, where we've got like, I don't know, a half a dozen Bigfoot sightings, and just camped right there, parked on the side of the road, and then run those cameras up a little bit and just let them run and go on the DVR?
We would get so much. It would be like, you see that thing run that way? You see that? I mean,
I would park like the one where you were talking about. Adolf's friend?
Yeah.
That parked on the bridge, and then this thing came out of the trees and attacked. His El Camino, and you know, ripped the tailgate up on a collector car.
Right.
And you know the guy's not going to tear up his car, but. I mean, you know, park somewhere over there. That's like right by a bunch of oranges and the river, and it has, you know, like Bigfoots and these things that, you know, fly.
That's one. God, I don't want to say that I'm asking, because I'm not. I know eventually we'll get some, but what's holding us back is funds.
Yeah.
it's fun. It's dinero, money is holding us back right now from actually probably giving you guys the best evidence of Bigfoot that you will ever come across anywhere in the world. Because we know where they're at. It's just that we don't have the funds to get the camera that we need. Because, you know, we all have lives. We all, you know, it's not like, you know, we're making any money doing what we're doing right now. We're not.
No, having a great time.
Yeah, we're having a blast.
It isn't like making us rich.
Yeah, I mean, not at all. So
actually, we spend more than we make.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully, we're eventually going to get the equipment we need to really blow the paranormal field away. And I think because we know where all this stuff is at, it's just that we can't get it on camera or get the proper evidence that we need. Granted, we are getting great stuff because people are bringing it to us. And
we're getting our own.
Oh yeah, we're getting our own too.
Not just getting it brought to us.
Right. So, you know,
like following up, like the people tell us where it is, and then we go out there and we find tracks and we find places where these things are sleeping in swampy areas right in the valley.
Right.
And they go in there and then they spend all day long sleeping and snoozing just right across from their food, the oranges and the peaches and the plums. And then when it gets dark, then they jump out and they follow the little creeks and the canals and everything, and they just climb out right where the food is, and then they climb back in there and go back and hide in their little 5-acre swampy area.
Yeah.
You know, and man...
we
know where the swampy areas are.
Yeah.
We have cameras there. We just need the right cameras.
Oh, we also need to go back to Ashland and Zettiker because we haven't been there in a while.
Well, let's see, the last time we changed them out, it was like right before the harvest of the oranges. And the last time that we got all the calls was right around the harvest of the oranges everybody was seeing.
So we're talking like almost 2 months, 3 months now then.
Yeah, like February,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Then, yeah, we need to go. And we have 5 cameras that are set up right now. 2 down here and 3 up there.
Wow.
Or 4 or 3 down here and 4 up there. I don't remember. I know it's 2 up there, 3 up there.
I'm going to have to start writing that down. Or get a GPS and start...
well, we can't get signal up there, so...
Oh, that's
Danny
right.
Danny can, but all right. So there
Danny, download a GPS app on your phone, and we can start using that baby.
But yeah, we got to get these cameras. You never know, we might have something that will change history as we know it. So okay. So anyways, all right. We got about 26 minutes left, 28 minutes, right around there.
Right about.
What else do we need to talk about? We have Easter. Obviously, Easter's coming up, so we won't have a show on Easter Sunday. All right. So we're going to give Art Bell Dark Matter Network a classic. You find him a good one.
Which one did we give him last time?
Well, David Paulides. Yeah.
I'll give him. Let's see. It only has to be 2 hours though. Huh?
Go in there and find. I mean, you said there's a ton.
There is.
You're gonna have to go in there and find. I'll see if I can remember any of the good ones. But you know, we have a lot of good ones. I just don't remember them. It was a long time ago.
There is. We got some chemtrail ones and
chemtrails.
You know.
It's.
I mean, it was interesting.
Well, what about
what
about the 10-1102?
That's 3 hours. You know. Unless I might be able to like edit it down.
Well, we'll talk to Keith, and maybe he'll play the straight 3 hours, or maybe I don't know. So
like Easter special,
because that's another good one, just like the David Paulides one.
Oh, it was really.
Oh my
good.
God, Keith, trust me on this one. 3 campers up at Cartwright Reservoir. They get abducted by aliens. The alien left a handprint on the hood of the truck.
And we have a picture of it.
And we have pictures of it. They just did a motion picture on the story, a documentary, hour and a half long. It's finished, but I actually brought in one of the abductors inside my studio and sat him down right here, and we talked to him. We actually had photographs that we showed of the handprint, 3 fingers, and the thumb coming out. And you guys want to know what it looks like? It looks like the frickin'... Now, check this out. I'm going to tell you right now that when all this happened in a weekend of 3 campers, Two of the campers said, I'm going to head the hell out of here. They packed up and got out of town Sunday morning. One of the campers was stayed up there. He looked on the hood of his truck and saw this handprint, and he called right away his buddy down here who was already here. He goes, are you guys messing with me? I found the handprint. And they're going, what are you talking about? What you mean you didn't put it on the hood of my truck? No. He drove down here. They're looking at the handprint. They washed it off. It came back. They washed it off again. It came back. He got a waxer, a motorized waxer, and he washed it, waxed it. The handprint still came back. All right. So this handprint is awesome looking. It looks like, wow, like a creature's 3 fingers with the thumb coming out of the wrist.
Yeah,
okay, guys?
That's what it looks like. And if you go online and you pull up alien hands, you'll find that the thumb comes out of the wrist.
That's what the handprint looks like, you guys. This is awesome. I mean, when we did this show live on the air, the people who were following us back then said, I am not going camping ever again.
That's right.
They were done. Seriously, we had scared the crap out of them. They were done. They actually had the handprint trademarked, and it's like they have a documentary which actually it's just finished with like 2 months ago. I actually called the director, and I wanted him to be part of the episode that we shot March 9th, but he was doing something else and he couldn't do it. Out of the 3 campers, one of the campers has passed away since then of stomach cancer, and it happened so quick. And they're kind of like really blown away by
the one
that.
you have in the one you had in the studio, Adolf. He actually gets sores and everything, and was telling me he still continues to get abducted.
Oh yeah, both of them that are still alive, they still are getting abducted here in Fresno.
In town, yeah.
All right, it's still constantly happening. Adolf, they've been following him for so long. As a matter of fact, Adolf said that, and I had to convince him and really push him to this because he was not going back up to where this happened. He said, you're not taking me. I finally talked him into it. He said, okay, I will take you up to the spot.
Sweet.
It's not a campsite. It's up at Courtright off of a ledge where it all happened. And he said he was going. He said if there's more people going to go, he'll take us up there and then we'll spend the night and let's see what happens. That's also the spot where that weekend where they showed up, they saw some lights and they saw. Okay, I swear you guys, I'm not messing with you guys, but they saw a bed of like an altar that was made, and there was a dead deer in this altar. And this dead deer and altar was overlooking a cliff, and as they were looking over the cliff, they saw these lights coming towards them. We all pretty much said the same thing, that we think the Bigfoots were leaving an offering for their gods or their alien friends. That's what it looked like to them. And it freaked them out. And that's only part of the story, you guys. I mean, it's like, oh my God. Watch this. You know what? We're going to give it to Keith. Keith, I know you're listening. We're going to give you this episode. It is probably going to be right up there with David Pilates, and it's going to be off the hook. You guys are going to get scared.
I have it on my Facebook. I just loaded it. It took 7 hours, and it's on my Facebook right now.
Okay. Well, we'll keep it hush-hush, and we'll let...
I just won't put it on the Paranormal Central side,
Yeah.
and I won't put it on, I'll just leave it on my Facebook.
Yeah, so it's for the first time. If you want to listen to it on Easter Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m.
Well, I tell you, this is one, I listened to it like 5 times, and I still, they got that night, they got in there, all going to bed, and Adolf got in his little truck, the one that they left the,
right,
they left the hand, the handprint on, and he said he was almost asleep, and he felt something land on the truck.
Like something heavy pushed down on the hood,
and then the door locks popped open, and that's all I'm going to tell you. But only, man, that right there, I mean, the mental, visual thing that you get. And it happened to him 2 nights in a row.
Right. And again, Adolf was here with us in the studio when he was talking about it. And when you hear his voice tell the story,
and you watch his eyes watering,
and he's very scared.
Yeah, I mean,
almost
he was
crying.
nervous.
He was nervous because he was sitting inside and he wasn't prepared for that. But you can tell by the tone of his voice that he was really scared. And it's great. It's great show, guys. It's one of the best that we've done.
In fact, if you're listening, Adolf, he showed up
At the
show
Right.
shooting, and I want to thank you for that, and everybody. But only thanks, Adolf, for coming out, and repping.
But guess what? We're going up to court, right, buddy? And you're going with us.
Yeah,
I don't want to
we'll
say.
bring guns.
I don't want to say I want to get abducted, but I want to see some lights. And you know who else I need to get in here too, or get on the phone, is the other Adolf.
Oh yeah,
He's the one.
man.
He's the one who told me about the levee north of Fresno. He has seen things. He's actually heard things. This guy has been a resident of this area of Sanger for such a long time. This is the type of guy who knows everyone. Matter of fact, he lives right around close to Snake Road up in Sanger. You know who we got to go see? We got to go see Mr. Crawford and show him the Monsters and Mysteries.
Yeah, I don't know if he saw it.
Of course, now you don't have cable out there. So he hasn't seen it.
We'll
So-
get to watch it on his big screen that he
So,
built.
but
Oh,
how
man.
do you have it saved anywhere? No,
I have it on here. On the
Okay,
laptop.
all right, that's good. 'Cause you can plug it into his big screen and we'll see it there. So, all right,
I could even make him a DVD.
okay, then you need to do that because we filmed it on his property on Snake Road, the Monsters and Mysteries. When we were being interviewed, that's where we did it in Sanger, just east of Sanger on Snake Road. So, home
And those
of
guys
La
did a
Llorona.
really good job.
Yeah,
of
they
that,
did. Yeah, they
you know.
did. But they didn't really show the part that. Now, you were telling me something about Mickey Burrow that I didn't hear. You went and did something with him the other day. And for all those who don't know, Mickey Burrow, actually, we had Mickey Burrow in here not so long ago talking about the impressions on the window. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it again. But Mickey Burrow is the law enforcement officer who took the DNA and took photographs of the windows. He told Ellen that, and he didn't tell me this. So he opened up to Ellen, and when go and tell him what he told you. What did he say?
Well, he's now like a believer in Bigfoot,
Okay.
and he wants to go.
Right. Oh yeah. We're
You know.
going to take him.
I guess nothing you could have told him or I could have told him would make him believe in a Bigfoot.
Right.
But looking at the evidence, this guy is an evidence guy. That's what he does. He collects evidence on dead people and tries to figure out who did it and what it was and how it was done. And the evidence that he was looking at absolutely swayed him over to believing in a Bigfoot.
And that's not the back impression of the full body impression. It was the lips that got him.
and the
Why?
nose.
Now tell us, tell everybody what Mickey told you, that the lips pretty much took it over the top.
It was the details in the lips.
What do you mean?
The little lines. Like if you're gonna hoax that, you wouldn't know to put all the little lines in the lips and make it look like that. There's details that you would not think of to put there to make it that.
Oh,
You know.
sorry. Oh my gosh. I hit the back of it.
So he because of what he does, he saw these lips that look like somebody kissed it with lipstick.
Right.
And left impressions like that, and then the nose with the little lines on your skin, and a snot rolling down right from where it should be rolling down the window. And I guess it was from that he was taking pictures of it, and then he went home and put them on his computer, and then he did everything to him. Right. And that's what I was doing for him, was lighting. They were lighting me up this way, that way, and I was being a model. But only that's what he did, is he went home and he turned it to an X-ray, or negative. And, he did all these different things to it, and he knew we couldn't fake it. Actually, nobody could fake that like that. And now he is a straight up, wants to go with us now for the first time ever. He wants to go and hang out and go.
And he keeps pushing me. So when you guys going up?
Yeah.
Now, you ran into, when you were by Lowe's, or a veterinarian. Tell everybody about that story. That's going to come in handy right here. Watch this, people.
Man, I went and got some new tires, and it's going to take a little while. So there's a guy that works on my power chair, wheelchair, and he's only like a block away. So I walked down there and was telling him what's wrong, and he told me to bring my van. But on the way back, I run into this guy, nicely dressed. He's driving a expensive car, and he's trying to get in this building. And I wasn't paying attention to him, but he couldn't get in, and then he turned around, and right when he turned around, we were like face to face. He's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, and he sees the Bigfoot on my shirt. He's like, "You believe in Bigfoot?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he started telling me he's the veterinarian at this building. He owns the building, that building, and then he owns down the street, like another 2 blocks, he owns a hospital. So he has 2 places. And he was trying to get in the one building. It was a church, and he said it might be his house right now. And, you know, I don't know why. But then he gave me a tour of the oldest. He said it was the 2nd oldest building in Clovis.
Really?
Yeah, business building. Okay. The 2nd oldest. And then there's a couple of girls in there. They had turned it into a what do they call it? A kennel, where, you know, you're going out of town and you take your
like a pet hotel.
Yeah. And they had ghost stories for every room. You know, this door flies open, and this room, and some of the rooms, and I got to tell you, you know, when you walked in, it was creepy. I mean, there was the oldest X-ray machine made. The very first X-ray machine was in one of these rooms that the first veterinarian that bought that building or had it built had in there, plus some other machines that were pre-X-ray machines, but they're too big and he didn't want to take them apart.
Right.
And they're just sitting in there, right? And he's telling me all these ghost things. Then we get outside, and I tell him, I gotta go. My tires, they already called me, said, go get my van. The tires are done. And he was saying, you know, maybe we could bring our investigation team in and we can do an investigation, a ghost investigation. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then he says, but that's not what I'm all about. I am a doctor in biology, and, you know, besides being a veterinarian, he has degrees in something else, biology or something. And he's interested in Bigfoot. And he says, I could be very valuable to your team. He goes,
Bam!
I want to go collect evidence. And he's seen, now after we did our introductions and everything, he recalled that he saw some shows on TV. And he was saying, man, you know, you guys really, you brought it. You brought it. It's good. That looked good. That was good evidence. Really good evidence. You brought a cop in. He said, you guys do it right. And I want to, if it's at all possible, I would like to be part of your team.
Abso-frickin-lutely yes.
I'm saying yes. I mean, that's the kind of guys we want on our team.
You imagine having a law enforcement officer, forensic expert, Mickey Burrell, and now we have a veterinarian who has degrees in medicine for animals, who probably knows everything you want to know about animals, on the team. And you imagine if we find something that could be what we think is the smoking gun, then we have 2 personnel of high caliber that we step back and we tell them, all right, you guys get over there and analyze and retract and get it all packaged up. Now let's take it out of here. You guys do it. We're going to film you guys doing it with the gloves, with the face mask. Put it in the baggie. Let's take it out of you. We think we know what it is. Let's do it. Oh my God. Because, you know, we had a professor at a college did the DNA for us. But he had to keep quiet because of his profession, and he could not tell people what he was doing because as a science teacher, it's science that needs to be brought out in the open and to clarify what we have before he says what it is. And so he really couldn't do what we needed him to do on this DNA stuff. But if we have a veterinarian who is not afraid to tell people what he did, how he did it, what he thinks it is, what it's not, plus Mickey Burrell standing right next to him saying, I back up everything he just said.
Well, I mean, you got Mickey that can collect the evidence and not contaminate it,
Right.
and not pollute it, and not mess it up.
Right.
And then you have a doctor who's not just a veterinarian doctor. I mean, he's like a PhD in animal husbandry and all that stuff, right? So he knows how to, look at the evidence and figure out what it is or isn't. And both of them, like Mickey and Danny, have these like $bazillion cameras that can take like,
and they they can document all this as we're going along with just with frickin' Danny's GoPro on his head. That's all we need, really. But you know what? We're getting our SHIT together on this side. All right, people are hating us because we're doing it right. And sooner or later, we're going to get the stuff that's going to prove, without a reasonable doubt, because we're getting our asses up there and we're camping in the middle of nowhere. We're getting dirty. We're getting wet. This is what we do. We're not out here in front of these computers 24/7 pulling stories from other people's websites. That's not what we do. I have never, ever, ever done that ever in my life. All right? Because the stories are coming to us from credible people. We're getting phone calls on our 24-hour hotline.
I was arguing with a forest ranger yesterday.
Yeah?
They had a setup at the Big Hat Days, and they had 3 forest rangers. One of them, he was like 7'8" or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, but he was a tall guy.
Right.
And then they had a young guy and another young guy, and they had these really killer ATVs that had tracks for wheels.
Oh, okay.
It was like four
Right.
tracks. And I'm like, man, I could use that.
For what?
Yeah, for what? And I had the vest on, and I just went like that, and I had a Bigfoot on my shirt. I went, for looking for that. And two of them laughed, and the guy in the back, he had like a chin strap on his hat. He's just like a Marine. He was just like, but the other ones are laughing like, ha ha, yeah, funny. I go, I could take that off road, but all my buddies are hiking, and I can't hike. I have to stay, pretty much down on the road or at the camp. I could take that up. He goes, no, that has to stay on the road. I was like, that's built for off-road. I go, what about if I make it electric, What if I get an electric wheelchair thing and, 4-wheel drive it? And then I could go off the road and go hiking with my buddies and go on up the hill. He goes, nope, it has to stay on the road. I go, you're telling me that the handicapped guy, you're going to tell me the handicapped guy can't go up that? I can't take off up the hill? He's like, I don't know what to tell you. Huh. And they were freaking out on the Bigfoot, though. They were just looking at me like incredible, like, what? This dude, what?
Yeah, I bet you... I bet you one of those guys in there in the back of their heads were probably going, oh, I better shut up. Oh, I better shut up.
Well, I'm going to find out. I think that there's a way for handicapped people to go hiking off the road. I'm almost positive of it. I've been told twice now, like the lady that when it was on my birthday and we were going out to get the permits for finding Bigfoot at the spot. And she wanted to see where we're going to go. So we took her over there. She 4-wheel drived all the way back in there and then told me, I was telling her, yeah, man, I'm going to go buy a electric ATV. And it's for handicapped people so that they could go off hiking, off trail. She goes, you can't take it off the road. I was like, what? I was told by the people that didn't make it that it is exempt because you're handicapped and I have a handicap everything, They said, you're exempt, but only, nope, can't take it off the road.
Man.
I'm going to get it on the ballot, man. Everybody vote.
Need a flying machine. Yeah. That's what you need. A drone to sit on and just...
let's do it. 300-pound drone. Crash.
Okay. So, all right, we got a couple more minutes left. I think we pretty much, what I think somebody said there, we have 3:30. What is that?
Actually, he's talking to us.
Close, maybe 3:30. Okay. So yeah, we got about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. I think we pretty much said everything we wanted to say. Obviously, there's so much more out there to talk about.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
I don't know,
Hopefully next week we have Devil's...
Evil Gnome.
Evil Gnome.
Devil's Bigfoot. Close enough. Tammy Thomas, I can't wait to get her on the phone. She can go ahead and pretty much, in her own voice, tell you exactly what happened. If you haven't watched the episode, I would suggest you go do so. Monsters and Mysteries, I believe it's still on demand on Comcast. But Monsters and Mysteries on the Destination America channel, and it's called Bigfoot Wars. We're actually on that episode, including Tammy Thomas on the Evil Gnome out of Porterville, California. So we hope you go out there and take a listen and watch that. That way, when you come back next week and you hear it from her, you know exactly what she's talking about and how it all goes down. So,
they had your wife posted up this picture of like an old dark forest with a path running through it. And there was I think there was like
600 or something.
600 comments on this thing.
What did it say? What was the quote? It says, "Have you ever seen anything in the forest that is weird, or how did it say it? Spooky, or
like out of the ordinary?"
Out of the ordinary.
And there, I read all of them. It took me a little while. Man, too bad we couldn't run that one video. But anyways, there was some real outlandish, like weird stories, and then there was the stupid ones. You saw me, but but these two ladies in New.
We got 1 minute to close, so break it up.
These two ladies in New Hampshire. That's to the music. You got 1 minute.
Are you sure?
To start the music, yeah.
1 minute to close. No, it says 1 minute to close.
Yeah.
2 minutes to roll. Close thing. Just type in. See, we're not Emerald. We don't know how much more time we got.
He said early is okay.
Oh, okay.
But these ladies drove up on a town of little people with big heads dressed in skins.
Right.
But then they couldn't find it again.
Ooh.
And, oh, man, I want to go find that place. Let's go.
Okay, we'll go.
To the little people.
Little people place. So, all right, we're out of here. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, and that's Alan Thomas, and you have been watching and listening to Paranormal Central. I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next week. If you see something crazy, make sure you give us a call on the 24-hour hotline at 559-287-8367. Go to our website, paranormalcentral.net, or go to artbell.com, Dark Matter Network. They will be playing the show once again, over again, I believe, tonight and tomorrow. So take a listen. You might have missed something. Good night, guys.
Yeah, and record it,
Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez
See
and
ya.
Alan Thomas. Broadcasting worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and on artbell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies. And we hope you witness something you cannot explain.
Looking for you, you're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky. Open